Let us see. Okay. If everything's going good, I will find out in a second. So, I'm hoping everything's going good. Just doing my best here. So sorry if there's an awkward, little lull at this little moment. I just don't use Manicam for this often, but at this moment I decided might be interesting to go about. Now, yeah, I'm all messing with too many things. Anyways, hey you guys, I want to talk about RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 2. And actually, I can't, obviously show all of the footage, or almost really any footage, but I will do what I can because I want to really talk about this. And, that's just what matters here. I'm all like I said, I'm multitasking to, try to make sure everything's set up properly. All good. Let's see. Currently, no. Yeah, it's a fun process. Oh yeah, and I did, 100%, have this all set up in a way where if you, want to, obviously, this is my second channel, getting all this discussion out of the way while I'm taking time, apparently, where sometimes things don't work out on my main channel and I try them over here, or sometimes I just feel like, having them here instead. And whenever that happens, it turns out I don't do many things here, but I do my best. Here we go. Obviously, I apparently cannot check it, but I just know we're live now, so that's one of the things I at least wanted to know. Now, if I were to guess, let me actually start this up here. I'm going to have it kind of playing in the background so it makes it easier to discuss and other things. So yeah, sorry I cannot exactly check what's going down, but if we go over here, you see it's playing here, so I can switch over there. The intro, just going base by base, I still love the intro. One of my most, the curious facts I think about is actually, how everyone thinks of it. Because on the basis of, is it my favorite, or anything like that, I couldn't really say because I still haven't really gotten into it. It sounds really nice, and, truthfully, it's got a cool flair to it. I definitely love the, movement behind it, and I'm sorry if I'm, being repetitive. It's a little bit later in the, night. I don't know, everything just flows together. That's my big point of the story here, is that it seems to flow, and it just works. I wish I had better words to describe that, but I don't. So, yeah. And so, it kind of jumps straight into back with when everyone was, they were captured by the Aesops, which actually we got to learn a little bit, one of the guys who apparently are working with the group that's trying to save Mantle with, Robin Hill, I believe, is her name. And he's all like, you guys were, taken in by the Aesops? Wow, General Ironwood must have a bone to pick with you. They added some comedic air to it by, when he brings up, the rebellion in a way, like, to stop everyone. He's like, obviously I'm being silenced, and it's just because he threw a brick at the airship. Instead of it being some, like, big ol' air, pretty much. Like, it's not like subtitles will help here. And it's not like I'm showing a ton, so yeah. The moral of this story, though, is just... So, obviously, there is political stuff going down. We saw that there's an election that's imminent. It's something that maybe we should really be looking for, trying to look out for, like, signs of possible chaos and madness from that. But in the opening, it seems like Ro and Robin are fighting Tyrion. So, maybe things work out? Well, we don't know until we see what happens next. And that's actually kind of a scary thing. Yeah, better conditions in Mantle is like their big thing. Mantle looks amazing, but honestly, the little glimpse of Atlas we saw here was amazing. Oh yeah, and they're talking about the graduates. So they all came from that. See it on council. A whole bunch of stuff like that. But we get to see Atlas Academy. And like getting to see the general now. Like, being so scared, better or worse, not really knowing exactly what would be the smart option here. But, and yeah, they don't know exactly who they can trust, which is something you can kind of get, honestly, from Chapter 1 as well. Because under these circumstances, it's true, you don't really know. And while they may know Ironwood, things have changed since then. These events have not just affected them and, like, the civilians around. Ironwood has taken this very hard. Yes. There we go. Oh. Yes, exactly. Nora's like, free us, please. And Winter's just like, 10 seconds before I hurt you. And it... I don't know. They work fast, but... Like, from this little interaction, I kind of... It's because I'm biased. I really like them. I just want to trust them. And something I've noticed, you know... They are worried about, like, Ironwood's mental state, as everything is very on high alert, high guard, and then Ruby can't freaking lie to save her life. It's like, yeah, Winter's obviously mad that they stole a ship, and it's like, I'm glad. You know, we only got to see Winter briefly back in Volume 3. Wasn't it Chapter 3 and 4? And then we didn't really get to see Winter much ever again, right? And then she was in, you know, the character short for Weiss for Volume 5. But it's nice to see her and Weiss interact and, like, see some level of closeness in their relationship. Because obviously, the way, like, Weiss responded when she first noticed that it was Winter's ship back in Volume 3 showed that, like, out of everyone in her family, she really loves Winter, and it seems like she really trusts Winter and all of that. And so, it was just nice seeing, like, she's freaking out, like, hey, that could have been bad, you could have got hurt, and just scared for her well-being, was a nice change in, like, the tone. Because while we still can't be certain if we can trust everyone in this moment, at least they have that that little personal trust they have. But that could also be a downfall in what kind of happens next. As we start switching information, giving out information, and because when they bring it up, they're like, we have private, confidential matters to speak of, and Ironwood straight up told everyone, well, not everyone, but he let Winter, the Aesops, and Penny know about it. And he says, obviously, well, since Oz has been gone, I needed a team I could trust. And that's what led to that. And something that surprised me is he actually does give the relic back to RWBY. Honestly, in my mind, he wasn't going to. So it was interesting that he did. And Ironwood seems genuine about wanting to team up. Like, he does seem genuine. But I think that's the dangerous point in all of this, really. Is like, while he's genuine about wanting to work together, there's some information that if we give him, I fear might make everything worse. And everything's safe inside the vault, and they say the Winter Maiden is safe and secure, but in stable condition, which is a little worrisome, but I guess we gotta live with that. Oh! Ooh, as I'm talking about this, yes, something I really did not really agree with Ironwood on this. It sounds cool and amazing to have the satellite tower be up in the air away from land Grimm. Aren't there Grimm that fly? We've seen Grimm that fly. We know that Salem has put wings on the 8 Grimms. I'm forgetting their name now. I feel bad for that. I knew their name. But they can still fly, so while it's in a way safe, it's not like a foolproof plan. It's not like completely well thought out as at first it would sound. And it's just a little worrisome that that is their go-to plan. That is their go-to idea, that they're going to send it in there. But the worst part about this is they want to tell everyone in Atlas. They want to tell everyone about Salem and all of this chaos and what's been, like, the relics and the gods. They don't know about the gods. Not completely. They might have an idea, but, like, you know what I mean? They just want to give them the information that really will just cause chaos and madness and just more Grimm. They're sitting here like, we have all of the military here in Atlas, so that way we can, like, prepare everyone and keep everyone safe. It's true, and everyone's starting to hate him from this, which he's like, I'm willing to pay that price, and it's just, it's, yeah, and he's pretty asking for trust here, he really is. And the reason why I was bringing up trust and, like, information is because in this, RWBY decides not to tell Ironwood anything that they learned from Jin. Instead, she goes and tells him what Ozpin originally told her, which was, Jin can answer 3 questions, every 100 years, but there's no more questions. They're all used up. Which we find out through that, lie. Honestly, it's not a complete lie. That is something he told them. If anything, Jin was the one who told them everything else. But we also heard that, so they knew too that everyone, like, that it's 3 questions and that they're used up. It's interesting though, like, within that same information trade, how RWBY isn't the most convincing liar. That's how I'd better phrase that. But he doesn't bring it up. And everyone's going along, because Blake did say on the way up that they're just going to follow RWBY's lead. I saw some people being like, why aren't they telling, Ironwood and Winter and Penny the truth? The full truth. And I can totally see it as a thing being where, so far with all Ironwood does know, he's already cut everything off, had the dust embargo, has made sure that all the military is compact here, everything's constantly surveillanced. What would happen if he had all this other information that everyone learned? It's just a major concern that probably other people have as well. So, I don't know. It's understandable. We may have known him, but he's changed since then. So yes, he's helped us, he's protected us, but that does not mean we should instantly think we're safe and sound and that everything can be nice, trusted. Oh, and Oscar does step up and say, hey, hi, and, you know, Ironwood does go up to him and is like, Oz, it's good to see you. And this is another part of the lie, where it's like, we don't know why Ozpin, you know, kind of left. It happened in a ship crash. And, you know, Ironwood is obviously sad and like, that's not normal. What do you mean? And is, yeah, confused about this, yeah. RWBY just swiftly going, we don't know. Train, actually, we're starting with the train. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm like so mixed up. I 100% understand and on some level agree with what RWBY's doing here. Blake and Yang just looking at RWBY from the corner of their eye, and everything's tense. I don't even know if he believed her truthfully. But yeah, so he gives RWBY the relic back, which I'm surprised by, completely. I was not expecting it, which in my reaction coming Saturday, you'll see, I was like, okay. And this means that we're working together with the Aesops, who, by the way, the Faunus, the Wolf Faunus, I'm sorry, I didn't remember his name, was all like, not that I'm happy to be working with you, and he's just like, super excited, oh, hang on. Yeah, they do need to, I think this is pretty much how they're going to explain, you know, obviously, they're getting their upgrades, they're fixing their weapons, their uniform change. I wonder if we're going to see that next chapter. Oh, because I don't want to just be like, okay, it ended here, and then all of a sudden they're all geared up within the beginning of the next chapter. I want to actually see the change, you know? But yeah. Questions for the week. So yeah, that's what I was talking about with the Wolf Faunus. And so, I think now that they're teamed up, they're gonna have to be listening to Ironwood and his orders and all of that. I'm worried really about the directions that could go. Also Penny. I don't know. I want to say I have good vibes from this, but I don't. Things are going a little too smooth at this little moment here. Like, they have the hiccup down in Mantle, but this is like, this whole situation's scaring me. And I can't express how much fear I have. It's like, and the fact that Penny's back in itself just scares me. And they're exhausted, and they do finally deserve some rest. Which is why this is like very right at the end. Except after, you know, they discuss that, oh, we're going to the dorms, like back in Beacon. We get to see Watts and Tyrion. And by the way, can I just say, Watts is just casually walking down Mantle and hacking into every system possible. Just like, he's like, they haven't fixed it, they haven't made it any harder, it's just the same as normal. Like that! It's what? Excuse me. And right there, I was sitting there like, oh, he just possibly killed someone. And then we switch over after to see all the surveillance cameras going down, which is worrisome because, you know, if it's that simple, you don't know when or where any of this is occurring. Tyrion shows up, and all of a sudden, you just see that he's casually murdered someone. And like, no. A nice shot of that. Just, all of this is scary and worrisome. They can't see it coming because they need to be on their guard. They really do. And it's just a scary thing to conceptualize that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And how this chapter went? I'm just like briefly going into the ending credit stuff. No. Not doing everything. I don't know. I'm happy that it's like pretty much already Thursday in a few more hours for me. Because I'm so impatient. I'm just so anxious and worried about everything. I don't know exactly what I would do if anything else were to happen. Like, Chapter 1 was amazing, and just seeing this follow-up. Also, it was only, I think, yes, wasn't it another 18-minute? 18-minute. I'm not wearing glasses. I should. I just wanna, we're getting close to the end here. So, yeah. My opinion still stands. What do you think about this opening? I will flash my favorite part. I'm sorry that you can't hear it. I'm the one. My favorite part. There you go. There you go. I would say that's my favorite just because while like everything else shows like the new people and all of that, I just loved how they showed the evolution between Volume 1 all the way over to current Volume 7 now. And then they show Penny, and this is no longer about Chapter 2. Whenever I talk, if I was to talk to someone about a chapter, I normally talk with my sister, so we can actually discuss things. It's just, you know, she actually, unlike me, goes to sleep early. So, which is why. I think, I don't know. I'm like sitting here just debating with myself. Also, in this, like in motion, John's new haircut doesn't seem that bad to me. I was first completely against it. No offense, just the still frame of it didn't look right to me. And then this little transition here is, I love it. And we get the Ro v Tyrion rematch, but also joined with Robin, which is going to be interesting for sure. I just love the Relic of Creation being behind, obviously, Monty. But yeah, I'm going to end this, as I, at this point, am going to ramble. Believe it or not, the videos that I record that are not scripted, for some reason, compared to live streams, always seem like I at least somewhat had a baseline of what I wanted to talk about. Which is completely false. I never do. But I mean, most people probably wouldn't even assume that I did that in the first place. All I'm gonna say is I look forward to Saturday so much. Also, briefly, um, every one of my reactions, if I ever have to upload them on this channel instead of my main channel, every single one will all have just like the RWBY, like Volume 7 thing. None of it will actually be like images from the chapter, because I don't want to accidentally put a spoiler there. I think for Volume 5, I watched it through a or someone who was reacting to it, and I'm not saying it's their fault. It was totally me, and technically, if I didn't like put the pieces together, I wouldn't have even realized. It's just sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, just in case. Especially because I tend to upload it the day of when it first becomes public for everyone other than first members now. So yeah, I just want to avoid any possible spoilers, even if it's the most basic thing as a simple like shot of the team talking. It's just like, I'm just gonna stick to the same image I used for my Chapter 1 reaction and my opening, Volume 7 opening reaction. That is how that's gonna work out, that is how it's gonna sit, and I hope you guys get that as well. I don't know, it stems back to the Neo thing. Straight up, I wasn't a first member at that point. You can go to my main channel and look at my Volume 6 Chapter 5 reaction. I became a first member immediately after that chapter, because I wasn't even looking up RWBY content on YouTube. It's just because, you know, I watch RWBY. It's just something they recommend to me. And all of a sudden, I see Neo in her Maya engine model, and it says she's back, and I'm like, it's literally been 2 days since the first members got to see you. Why am I seeing this? So yeah, that was a nice, fun, unexpected surprise that I didn't really want to see, but it happened. So kind of that's why I think I don't come up with nice new, like, a lot of videos are like salutations, which I'm fine. I totally would have done that too. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird, interesting thing. But yeah, that is also why I don't upload my reactions early on other things, because I upload to BitChute. I want to make sure that we listen to the, you know, upload your reaction the day it becomes public for everyone. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I think doing reviews is hard for me, as I don't know what I should talk about first and what I shouldn't, and so this is what I do. So it's not a review, it was a discussion, really, where obviously if it was a little bit earlier in the day, it would have been a little bit better. I don't stream often. If you really look at it, all I ever did was Overwatch, and currently my PlayStation is unable to connect to the internet, and I need to get another membership so I can even freaking play, so yeah, don't expect that for a while. And I can't wait till I get a new laptop to where I can use OBS instead of Mannequin. That will make things, honestly, I think a little bit easier for me. But until that day, we're stuck with this. I'm stuck with it. We're good. Hope you have a great day and or night. Whenever you stumble upon this, and if you made it to this point, thank you. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter, or even really, like, I know it's only been 2 chapters, but based off the 2 chapters alone, what do you think? How do you think this volume will go? Like, where do you think it would go? I don't like thinking about it, because I don't want to, like, give myself ideas, then, but, you know, it'll be interesting to have a discussion about that and what other people think. But yeah, see you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Gonna end this off now, awkwardly, and yeah. See you guys. Like I mentioned my main channel. If link isn't in the description, if you go to channels on my page, you'll see it. It's Hero to Warson. That is what my main channel is. And yeah, I have 2 RWBY videos up, And the Chapter 2 reaction will be on my main channel. It is already set and ready for Saturday to come. See you guys there if you want. Bye.